Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining another episode of the Educational Leadership Podcast. We have another very special guest. Before we introduce our guest, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Ideal Impact. Ideal Impact's giving away hundreds of millions of dollars to public education in the form of a free gift. So if your district needs unrestricted funds, reach out to Ideal Impact. All right, today we have Superintendent Halbrook from I can't talk this morning. Friday morning, it's early. Um, yeah, Superintendent Halbrook from South Conway County Public Schools. Superintendent Halbrook, thank you for joining us today.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And just to kick things off, if you don't mind, share a little bit about your background and about your district.
Okay. Well, my name is Sean Halbrook. I have been the superintendent of schools here in South Conway County School District in Morrilton, Arkansas this is my 13th year. Prior to that, I did some time as in administration as an assistant superintendent in Harrison, Arkansas. I'd served as a principal, junior high principal, and elementary principal here in Morrilton, Arkansas, South Conway County School District. But prior to administration, uh, I was a history teacher, football coach, and thought that's all I ever wanted to do in my life was coach football, coach kids, make an impact on their lives positively. But God had a different plan and led me down the path of administration. Uh, there's a lot of benefits to being in administration because if you lead right, you can impact a lot of people, and that is what God revealed to me. Hey, let's impact more people. Uh, Probably the best job I've ever had, or the most edifying job I've ever had, was a junior high school principal, and that seventh and eighth graders, they're my people.
Yeah, that's an interesting time. Seventh and eighth grade. Those are transitional years.
It
Um,
really is.
that's awesome. Yeah, and it's a great time to make a positive impact on students. So, what are you passionate about in public ed right now?
Helping kids, helping I believe that every kid can master the essential standards. And I believe that as educators, we have to believe in that. And we have to believe in ourselves that we can do, that we can teach, that we can help kids learn, and that we can help kids apply the knowledge that we teach them, and that we can train kids, and that we can help them. But why are we doing this? We're doing this for a better citizenship. We're doing this to help our local communities, and we're doing this to help families. Uh, in our school district, we have a purpose, and our purpose is love, serve, care for people. And that's got to be the basis of everything that we do. We say when we get up in the morning, it's to come love, serve, care for people. That's that's our students, that's our families, that's our colleagues, that's our people in our community. And I think we have to spread the message of love. And people kind of get confused with what love means. Oh, well, that gives you everything you want. No, love gives you what you need. And you know, in my faith, it that we got to base everything on love. And that motivates you. That's your why. And when you do that, then you'll put more into it, and then you have ownership. And when you have ownership of something, uh, you just do a better job. It's not a compliance. It's not a checklist. We wake up. We want to love, serve, care for people, and that starts with anybody that comes in our pathway. And that's got to be more than words on paper, more words coming out of your mouth. It's got to be in your actions, and that's very important to me. So I'm passionate about. Hey, we're here. We're here to help. We're here to give you what you need, and we're here to be kind when we do it. And don't mistake kindness for weakness. We're going to do what we need to do to help keep kids safe. Our mission, we're going to maximize safety and learning of every scholar. That's our mission. We're committed to maximizing the safety and learning, and we try to filter everything through our purpose and our mission. Maximize safety and learning, and love, serve, care for people. And so I'm passionate about serving and helping people be better than what they think they can. I think the great definition of leadership is elevate the performance of others around you and make it about other people. And if it's not about service, then it's about self. And when it's about self, that's not true love.
That's so powerful. Yeah, and I think that's a great mindset around uh that's kind of the foundation for everything. I think what you described there is kind of the what everything's built on. Um, and I think it's a powerful message because what you focus on, that's what you get.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a great focal point. Um, as far as the district goes, what's the vision for the district over the next couple years, 5 years? Anything strategically, tactically that maybe sets y'all apart for the community and people that may want to come to your area?
Well, we want to pursue excellence in everything we do. If it had, you can see my background. We're the Devil Dogs. Okay, kind of a unique nickname. We've been the Devil Dogs since 1926. Uh, uh, I'm 100 years, and being a Devil Dog, they got that from two places. World War I had just ended, and the old high school was Gothic architecture and had this gargoyle up on top on the apex. And the gargoyle, they said, that man, that looks like a dog. And after World War I, the Germans called the Marines the hounds from hell because they'll never give up. Well, that's what we are. We're the devil dogs because of that gargoyle on top of the old high school, but also because of that, the Marines, they never gave up. They couldn't be defeated. So we're the devil dogs, and that is important to us. That is that builds on what kind of our identity, and so we're proud of that. And so what we're really passionate about is that we want to be gritty, tough, persevering people that get things accomplished. And so when kids graduate, yes, we want them to be able, all of them, to read and comprehend, be able to critically think, be able to problem solve. Actually, let's change that. Not problem solve, solution find. Okay, we want to be solution finders, and we want them to be able to not give up, to be tough, to embody that devil dog. And if our graduates can read, then they can be a learner themselves. If they can critically think, well, then that's a wonderful thing because critically thinking, I'll be able to figure out how to do algebra, math, whatever pathway I choose, and then just be tough and be a solution finder, be able to apply the knowledge that you have. And then that's going to create a great graduate that can impact this local community, impact this state, this nation, and this world. And hopefully they learn how to love, serve, care for people at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's a powerful message as far as being gritty and persevering. It's funny. So I have three daughters. Last night, my oldest daughter, we were having a conversation, and somehow I don't know if she heard this at school or somebody had mentioned it to her, but she was talking about IQ scores, IQ scores, and we started plugging into ChatGPT and Google and looking at stuff. And it's the funny thing is, what studies show are the people with the highest IQ scores aren't necessarily the most successful people. They're because a lot of it ties back to character and being that persevering, having that grittiness, having love instead of fear and operating from a place of abundance versus fear. So it's kind of interesting you're saying that. I think yeah, like you said, obviously, you know, passing tests and having that baseline is important, but ultimately success, is going to be uh built off of the culture that you're creating there at the district. So I think that's awesome.
You mentioned IQ scores. IQ, what they say is IQ can't change. It is what it is. God's here it is. But your emotional intelligence, EQ, that can grow and change. You can do something about that. So, usually we're always here, or God's put our lid here, and we're always about right here. Because human nature, we try to be average. Well, how do we instill in our hearts and in our minds how not to be average and get closer to that potential that God has really put on us? Well, that's EQ and emotional intelligence. And so, something that me as a leader, I've got to learn how to raise my EQ and also teach others about what you can improve on, what you can control, what you can do, and work ethic. You can work hard. You can always try to learn more. I've got to be the chief learner in this school district, and so we as an administrative team, we try to read about 10 books a year. Just either it's going to be something about how to do it better. Michael Schmoker's work on focus, what you teach, how you teach it, authentic literacy and everything. That's kind of our base. But then as leaders, how do we do that better? And so we're reading a lot of books like that. Like we're reading the Mind Strength Playbook by Luke Falk, former quarterback from Washington State. What does this have anything to do about how to score on an algebra 1 test? Well, a lot, because if you build confidence and you build how to take care of stressful situations and you give them a process to do things, and you give teachers a process, even in my thought, like one of the big skills is when you get stressed, do 4-6 breathing. Breathe in through your nose, count to 4, breathe out through your nose, count to 6, and just keep doing that. And it centers you. You focus when you try 4-6 breathing through your nose, 4, out your nose, 6. You can't think of anything else except the breathing. And then your mind quietens and you clear your mind and you can focus more. And if you're focused and you don't have high anxiety, your performance increases. So stuff like that to help our kids, help our staff, help us. So we're reading that book right now to how can we help with mental performance, because it's not just anything. To me, the mind is the most important thing right now. You get the heart, you work on the mind. And so that's what we're trying to do right now.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's yeah, it's so interesting. I think some of the things that y'all are discussing are some of the things that I've been reading on lately as well. Um, for example, you talk about anxiety and fear, and there's a book I was going through recently, and it talks about if somebody's in a state of fear, you can see it in their face, right? Their face kind of goes pale, and but it not only affects them internally, because obviously there's some stuff going on inside their body. You could just see it, uh, but it affects the relationships that you're dealing with as well. The communication and so I think that's such a powerful message around um, you know, controlling yourself, right? Understanding your body, understanding the breathing, understanding your moods, understanding your focus, and because once you start there, it impacts everything. Obviously, it could impact your test scores if you're a student, or impact success if you're out of school, and success anywhere, I guess. So yeah, I think that's really great that y'all are focused on that. And um, tell us a little bit about the community. What's the community like? I mean, kind of what's the size of the community, and what is it? What's the industries and that sort of thing.
So, and we're the South Conway County School District. We're made up of several communities from a federal desegregation order about 45, 46 years ago. But our base is everything's at Morrilton, Arkansas. Morrilton, Arkansas is a town of about 7,000 people. But we serve about 2,050 students. We'd love for it to be more. That would be great. We think, hey, what we do, we help kids, so we'd like for it to be more. So about 2,050 students. We're about 63% Caucasian, about 16.3% African American. We're about 10% Hispanic, and about 9% two or more races. And then we get into a lot of other demographics there. We have about a 73% poverty rate, which is pretty high, but that means nothing. It just means our kids have some challenges to overcome, but it does not impact their ability to learn. That is everything that's on us. We have to be able to believe every kid can master the essential standard that we're teaching, and if you believe that, then you'll do things, go above and beyond, have great tier 1 instruction. So that, it's a little bit about our local community. Our main industry is we have a paper mill, and that's our main industry. we're located between Conway, Arkansas, and Russellville, Arkansas, which Conway, Arkansas has about 64,000 people, and we're about 15 minutes on a freeway from them. They have three colleges, Central Baptist College, Hendrix College, and University of Central Arkansas. And then Russellville is about 25 miles to the west of us, and they have Arkansas Tech University, and they have industries. So we have people that go to those towns to work, and then we're only about 35 minutes from Little Rock, Arkansas, which is our capital here in Arkansas, and it's got a population of about 200,000, and we have people go there, choose to live here. Great quality of life, low crime. Uh, this community, let me give you an example. I grew up in this community. So in 1984, we had a cotton mill. In 1984, we lost 2,000 jobs, 2,000 manufacturing jobs, good paying jobs. 1984 lost 2,000 jobs. In 1990, 92, we lost another manufacturing plant that employed 200 people. In 1999, so 1999, we lost Levi Strauss. Levi shut down 500 to 700 jobs there, and Aero Automotive shut down in the same week. That was 700 jobs. So 1,400 jobs. And so in a 15-year period, this place lost about 3,500 manufacturing jobs.
Wow.
It should be a ghost town, and it impacted enrollment. Enrollment's dipped, then it started coming back up, and in the last 4 years, we've lost about 200 kids, and it was steadily going up for about 5 years. And you know, birth rate is low, but we lost about 3,500 manufacturing jobs in a 15-year period. But the grit and the toughness of this community kind of rebounded. I mean, you lose out of 7,000 people, you lose 3,500 manufacturing jobs. This should be a ghost town, and it's not. And it's starting to thrive. It's starting to come back. This is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise family. Uh, there's a good faith community. There's a little local hospital, but then you have other hospitals real close. People care about people here. And I came back from Harrison, Arkansas, raised my family. Uh, I've had two children graduate from Morrilton High School. My son graduated as a National Merit Scholar, went to Oklahoma State University. He's now getting his master's degree in plant and soil sciences at the University of Arkansas. I have a daughter that's about to graduate from the University of Central Arkansas with a degree in communication science disorders. And living here has been great for my family. And I think it's a great place to come and raise a family. If you want your child to be cared for, we're not a perfect school district. Things happen in schools. We're the great melting pot. But if you want your children to be cared about and loved and have that personal touch, but yet have a lot of services and a lot of excellent thinking, excellent programs, we're a really great place.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like your community and your district has everything. It has, you have that kind of small community feel, but you have access to colleges and, larger towns not too far away. Um, and yeah, it just sounds like you have a really positive community. Well, I just want to thank you for coming on the podcast today. I know
Well,
you're,
I appreciate it.
yeah, as a superintendent, you have a lot going on. So to be able to break away for 20 minutes for the podcast is fantastic. Any last thoughts before we close out?
You know, the I believe in public education, but I'm here to help any child. We have a local private school. We do things to help them. Uh, if anybody that homeschools, I'm here to help kids. That is my calling by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That I'm here to serve people in education and help them in any way. But I believe in public education, and what we have to do is reach out, not get our feelings hurt, not take things personal, but reach out and help frame the narrative that we do really great things and that we care about kids and we care about everyone and earn that trust of our local communities, our state, in our nation. We are the people that you sit by in church. We are the people you see in Walmart. We are the people that you see getting gas, and we care about your kids and we care about your family. And we're just not a bunch of bureaucrats from the government. We are here to serve the people that live here. And I think that's the best thing about public education, that we have to reach out and we have to help and we have to do anything we can to change the narrative in the national conversation. So I'm passionate about that also.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's an important message to share for sure because it's easy to put people in different categories and come up with, biases based on those categories when at the end of the day we're all people, that are trying to do the best we can do with, and I think uh public education, it's a tough job. I mean, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of different stakeholders
Yes.
besides just the community. Um so thank you again, and
Yes, sir.
absolutely. And so we'll close out. Before we do close out, we do want to give one final shout out to our sponsor, Ideal Impact. Ideal Impact's giving away hundreds of millions of dollars to public education. So if your district needs unrestricted funds, reach out to Ideal Impact. And for those that have been tuning in, stay tuned for future episodes of the Educational Leadership Podcast.